Hello fellow archers. Today I would like to share my opinion about Martin Saber takedown bow. This bow costs around $250 around the internet. The riser length is 22 inches. Overall length is 64 inches. This bow on this test is 35-pound version at 28 inches. The first thing is, of course, your riser for Martin Saber. This thing is quite sturdy. It's a metal riser. It's really pleasant. I will talk about it a bit more later on. So far, yeah. Then limbs. The funny thing about the limbs are they're really rough. Just when you stroke your limb, you just feel it's all around. It's really rough. The feeling is basically that all your money went actually into riser, and they actually kind of feel like they gave up on the limbs, because the limbs feels much less quality than the riser itself is, and it causes a bit mixed feelings about it. And on the bottom of it, on the riser, you see imprint. But actually, when it was out of the box, there was no imprint. It was basically just plain, kind of, I don't know how to say. It's just kind of rubbery thing. It's probably just to keep it more shock free, maybe. Or maybe just for better adjustment to this, because this is what goes under your limb. See, basically push it on. And that's how actually the limb is. That's why I have already set up the second limb like that. But I shot this bow, of course, a lot before this review. That's why it was already set up. So what you get is also a stringer with this bow. I'm not sure if with all Martin Saber bows you get the stringer, because when I was inquiring about it before buying, people are saying that in the shop that it doesn't come with stringer, you need to buy one. It's not far from true. This will get you like at least few strings. Few times you will be able to assemble your bow, but if you have your own stringer, or you have enough money left to buy a new stringer, I strongly suggest to do so. This is not very good stringer. I will show you now why. It's really small. It's I'm 5'9", and I have to basically almost crouch to do this thing. And well, I'm not gonna do it now. But it's really small. I don't think it's actually for this bow. I think it needs to be longer. And it's not just tiny by itself. It's the very tips are really small. As you may see, it doesn't even cover full tip of the limb, and it's just not really secure. It's just not very good. This is the smallest one. The biggest one is a bit better, but still It still is a bit small. Next thing is string. Not much to say about it. This particular string is 14 strands. 14 strands. It feels sticky, so it probably is already waxed. It's not very good string. It just basic B50 string, Dacron. So yeah. All right. And then you get a lot of screws and fixings and Allen key, which I will show you in a minute how to assemble this bow, because that is actually one of the bad things about this bow. And the last thing is, this is, I'll show you closer in a bit time. This is basically arrow rest, plastic. It's all plastic. If you had that bow which I reviewed last time, storm bow, it actually comes with the same thing. I'm not sure how many bows they include this thing, but this is basically just. It's not very good. This is just for, as I said, this is same with the stringer. It's only for to get you past first few days of your first few weeks, and until you are able actually to buy serious replacements for them. Same with stringer and same with arrow rest, because it's not very good. This is the arrow rest you will get with your bow. You just screw it in your arrow rest hole and tie it in the back so it would stay. It's seriously cheap, and I would suggest one of the first things when you get this bow is to change this arrow rest. Reason why it's bad, it sometimes may change actually position if you shoot your arrow, like, because it's, even if it's tied down, it still may change it, like, not often, but sometimes it does. And another reason for why it's bad, because it's completely plastic, it actually sometimes damages your fletchings if it's feathers, or even I had a few cases when it damaged my cresting on carbon arrows. So it's really cheap and it shows. It's really bad. Also, you get this small instruction manual. It is quite comprehensive. It is explaining everything what you would need. This bow has 1 year warranty on it. Warranty. So, all right, let's get to assembling this bow. First, you take your riser and you need to find your Allen key. This big screw. And a small thing. You find it in a lot of things, like small children's beds, maybe assembled. So you put it in this hole, and you need to hold it there. Align it with this screw, more or less. Then you take upper limb and place it right there, so you can see it's aligned there. Put your screw in. You may need to adjust it afterwards. It's usually straightforward. So. Not very pleasant thing to do really. Takes a while. Okay. That's the other thing I don't like really. Maybe you can see on the camera. It's I could never find the sweet spot to get it actually past the limb. It's always like inside the limb, because it's always a little bit past it. It just, I don't know if it's supposed to be like that. No, it's not really good sight to see. Oh, right, I was showing you before. You need to actually, these plastic things come detached from the limb. You need to attach them first before you actually put them on. So yeah. And you do the same thing with the lower limb. Yep. Lots of fun outdoors with this. You can lose any of these quite easily. And I mean, this is a takedown bow, so you're probably buying it to disassemble it at some point and bring it to forest with you, not drive around with this assembled. So yeah, lots of fun. So since this bow is made out of aluminium, they decided to include rubber handle, which is quite nice actually. I enjoyed it. Actually, it makes it feel more expensive. It may actually help to absorb some of the hand shock which you may receive with this bow. I decided to show you how it feels. You see, you hold it here. It just the bow kind of tilts forward. You just see the most heavier part is all on top. So you basically hold it and it just wants to tilt forward. One more thing I wanted to mention is you see this handle. It just it has like a leathery wrap on the back and in the forward. So it kinda feels like Martin wanted to have this bow held actually not as usual at the very top, but slightly lower, like here, like here. See, it's because of this leathery part, and that's even more putting pressure on the top part. It's incredibly uncomfortable to hold it like this. I tended to hold the very top. It balances a bit more better than if to be like this. It's, I don't know why they did that, but yeah, it's not very comfortable to hold like this. And you have all the holes you might need from Recurve for any attachments, as you may see. In this respect, I cannot fold this bow really nice. Here's so you may have noticed there's a like this is actually made from rubber. They claim that this is for shock absorbing as well. They claim that this actually makes this bow less prone to vibration. This bow is supposed to be 35 pounds, but in actuality when you put it on scales it says it's 32 or 31 pound bow, and after 28 inches it gains 2 pounds per inch until it reaches 31 inch draw length. After that it gains 3 pounds per inch. This bow, whenever I shoot, it vibrates quite badly. It's really loud. It's as loud because of those vibrations, as loud as Olympic bows, I would even say. It just it's not very quiet bow, and those vibrations, of course, gives you a slight hand shock as well. Even though there's so many rubber parts, and I thought actually the main selling point of this bow should be that it's vibration free, but I mean this is 35 pound bow, and I already feel vibration on it. I cannot imagine what would happen if this would be 50 pound bow. Well, it may be quieter at 50 pound bow, but I don't know. On 35 pound bow, maybe this version is faulty in some way. I cannot say really. One thing I can say for sure, I will try changing string, and I will try silencing it down as much as I can, and I'll probably make another video about that. But so far it's really loud, and there's a lot of vibration on it, and the trajectory of arrow, it doesn't seem right at all. Don't get me wrong, arrow usually gets to around the same place where I want it to go, but it's much harder to get it to that point than it is with other bows I have shot. I have tried tuning it, and I don't know, it may be due to my inexperience on tuning bows. I don't know, but the rest of the bows I have tuned, they usually work fine. Maybe this bow is just an example of a bow which is hard to tune. It might be. So the good things, I hope, as you saw already, I think this bow is quite beautiful. Really, I think it's from the metal bows I have seen so far, this is the most beautiful bow, really. Just the riser is just astonishingly beautiful. But then again, it's just a matter of taste. But I seriously like how it looks. It looks so kind of like sci-fi, something like that. It just really nice. I really like the design of this bow. Also, this bow is very smooth to draw. You may say it's because this is very light bow. It's much lighter than Sage's by default, but I don't think so, really. It seriously feels very smooth. It just, I don't even, when you draw it, actually it doesn't even feel like 30 pounds. It feels even lighter. At first, when I drew it, I just couldn't believe that it's supposed to be at the same weight that it's Samick Sage. Yes, it's not exactly the same. There's a 5 or 4 pounds difference, but it feels even more than that. It really feels very smooth when you draw it. So in conclusion, this bow is nice for because of its design and because of its smoothness of draw, and just attractive bow, and it's a metal riser, and it probably won't break. anytime soon, and because it's metal, and it has all the holes you would need for adjusting. And probably when you shoot it, it probably will look cool, and that's, for some people, that's important because it looks very futuristic. But the bad thing is, as I said, the limbs feel quite cheap, and the string is very bad, which is, but I think it's more or less for same with all the bows on under $200 price range. Actually, never got any string better with any bow really, so it's probably the same. It's B50 again. And also the bad thing for me was the vibration. It's awful, and it's really loud bow. And as I showed you, the assembly is just nightmare. See, what I think the biggest problem with this bow is I don't really understand who this bow is meant for. I mean, okay, let's say you want a bow with the metal riser. So yeah, you can actually get with metal riser a lot of bows, and they would be even ILF enabled. So there's quite a large choice with limbs, and because I mean, yeah, the riser won't break, but the limbs will, and in time, let's say in 20 years, even if the riser survives that long, these bows probably won't be made anymore, so you won't be able to get limbs for it. Then again, I don't know. But ILFs probably will be longer than I live, so I live will be a really long time, I would say. And I don't know. So as for survivalists, they won't probably choose this bow unless they want to look cool. But those wouldn't be probably serious survivalists because of the assembly. I mean, if it would be one piece bow, it may actually make more sense. But now that it's takedown bow, and you need to be aware of all those small screws and everything. I mean, just now when I was filming this video, I almost lost one of the smaller parts. So in woods, you don't want to be with this bow disassembled. You probably, if you want to go on hiking or surviving, you want it to be assembled at all times. So it doesn't make sense that this is a takedown bow. So yeah, this is what actually I can't get my head around. This bow is decent for its price. Though most of the money you have paid will go into riser, and you need to be aware that this bow won't be as good as it can be out of package. You will need to buy a lot of accessories. You will have to tune it, unless it will be tuned for you beforehand. And yeah, accessories will cost a lot of money. I would say it will cost you around $300 before you will actually get out of it the most you can. So even though it is counting as an entry-level bow, it's a little expensive for what it offers. But yeah, if you can, you should try to shoot it. You should try compare it with other bows before you buy it, because you might be disappointed. Or not, because if the most important thing for you is to have metal riser, and once you hold it in your hand, it feels considerable. It feels actually quite nice. It feels in the hand, even though it has balance issues. But yeah, overall, it it isn't a bow which you can say with certainty if it's bad or good. It's somewhere in the middle, and that's why you need to know about this bow.